Now, what's trying to do? Okay. Killing me, Smalls. You're really killing me. So, you've heard of like um, artificial intelligence and algorithms and things like that.
I have.
So, um, basically, this music company decided to create this artificial intelligence rapper,
Okay.
and they decided to post some music and stuff and like try and represent like blackness.
Okay.
So they signed the AI and had music and everything for it, and then like the day after they took it down because people were like, "What's going on here?" And a lot of people were saying, you know, whoever somebody had to okay it. Somebody said, hey, let's try and just create a rapper or hip hop artist out of thin air, give him tattoos and some hair, and have him say nigga a lot. Like, that's not how it goes. And then they had a Instagram, a couple of pictures where, like, he was dancing in front of a car on one, and then uh, on the other one, he was getting beat by a cop.
Okay.
And it was one of those things like, why that now? Why is that the go-to? Why does the black image keep being distorted by other nationalities, music executives, stuff like that? And so they they went ahead and took it off, but it was just like, if this is your idea of black people, like, that's got to stop, because that's not, you know, okay. It's not for you to exploit black culture and say just because just because a black person chooses to express themselves in hip hop a certain way doesn't mean you can just artificially create artificially intelligent being and then just sign them to a label and put some words behind it and say, oh yeah, it's gonna be okay. Trying to see if I can find. Okay, so this right here is basically. Can you see that?
Yes.
So it's an Instagram photo of uh, the AI robot or whatever being beat by police, and then basically somebody that has that profile saying, hey, this is what's going on and what have you. And it's like, really? Like, one, who okayed it? Two, why does it have to be a our AI black rapper. 3, what in your mind said that was okay? Now, if it went the opposite way, and instead of that, someone made a AI Caucasian rapper or AI Asian rapper or AI Hispanic rapper and started just typing in code that brought up Spanish and English or, you know, their language, like, what are you gaining from that? Like, I get trying to be innovative and, get to the point where you don't need a human to be able to be a lyricist, but to go that far as to exploit black culture and then think it was okay and then just go with it is weird to me. Like, I know marketing teams are crap anyway.
Who?
Marketing teams.
Correct. Yeah.
I know they're crap anyway, but it's like, it just keeps coming. It just keeps coming. Your views?
Well, it was done to do just what it did. How many views did that thing get?
Let me see.
I have no. I don't. I'm not on web. But how many views did it get?
Uh, 34,000 views.
34,000 views.
And then not only that, but they also tried to feature that AI with a artist who's currently incarcerated and grab, from what I'm seeing, grab music that either the incarcerated artist did or something like that, and put them together. And it's like, how is that artist that's incarcerated benefiting off of it? They're
Who is it about?
It's not that it's about a certain thing. It was just like, it's one thing to create an AI and then say, hey, we're gonna put you with an artist that we've already talked to about the situation. We said, hey, we want to try something different, and their acknowledgement of it, go through, create the song, get the lyrics, what have you, versus an artist who has no idea what's going on, whose name is put in with something that he has no idea of, is not getting any profit from, just because they're trying to create something.
Okay. Think about this. How long has this been happening? For a long time, right? It ain't about the rapper, ain't about the AI. It's about somebody says, I'm going to do this. And somebody approved it, obviously.
Right.
Until they pull it off. But guess what? I put a pinhole right here. Because like I said, with the 37,000 views that I got, here this guy, I wrote this. It's not about any of that. It's about control. Everything's about control. And with, everybody, because remember, you see this, you feel a certain way, correct?
When I initially, yes.
As a culture, and that means whether you're whether you're black or African American, millennial, whatever, you see this image, and this image makes you feel a certain way, correct?
Right.
So right now, so your emotions are being manipulated by your sight, correct? So you are being manipulated by somebody who's pressing an algorithm into a computer. And yeah, they got exactly what they want. I'm tell you, yeah. Think about this. It's only I know I'm going to get in trouble for it, but I'm going to do it anyway, and I'm going to be on the map because I'm the first person to do this, right?
Yep.
If they sit back and say, you know what, this was our. I don't want to use the word guinea pig, but this was our one test, and how many looked at it? AI rapper, yeah, black. The image that they displayed had nothing. They were trying to target a certain demographic. Because think about this, you know. Yeah, I said what was it? They could have put a Macklemore. They could have put a Beastie Boys. They could put an Eminem, right? There's a whole lot of different people, and I did went with those three because they're not black. They could have put anybody they wanted to. They could put Pitbull. It still would have gotten a response. So it's not. So what response were they going for? Is the question. It's not about the act they did. Because right now, I'm looking at you right now. Yeah, that was wrong. I'm
Well,
not.
it for me, I looked at it and then I kind of looked away. It was just like I get it because there always has to be one, but if you're gonna do something that drastic, let's do something that actually is gonna positively affect instead of doing something for that 15 minutes that 10 years from now. So, oh yeah, you remember that one time when that one thing happened and ha 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 and okay, and like I said, there always has to be one. So this is that one. This they can have this one thing. It was just like of all the things in the world that you could think of to possibly innovate, possibly change, possibly do something different. This is where you went. Like this.
Well, think of, okay. Well, okay. Let's go back in time. Okay. Are you saying positive? What was the goal?
The
Okay.
goal,
Let's look at the macro. Not
from
the
my
micro.
understanding, the goal was to see if a record label could create an artificially intelligent rapper without it being human,
Okay.
sign it, and see what it could do. And if that was possible, and if that artificial intelligent rapper made it, or got whatever they were looking for, streams, sales, what have you, then possibly down the line, without artists actually having to be human, you could just create anything with code and just let it go from there. And that's and that
Yeah.
and to me, not only is that scary, but it takes the human aspect out of it. I see that as someone who was thinking more business and less people.
That's the way things are going. Okay. Tesla, right? Tesla's a big name, correct? And what are their cars supposed to do? You could be sitting in the driver's seat, and how many police reports, news reports have you heard of Teslas going out and just driver asleep, ain't crashing anything because the car is going to keep on course, correct?
Right.
AI. Think about something. There are doctors right now who put a code into a machine, or a doctor tells a technician, put this code in the machine, and the computer does what they can't do because, right? Remember, opposite of everything. 100% good, 100% bad. The fact that they happen to go with go with the happen to choose what's the word I'm looking for? What's the word I'm looking for? A representation of a black person to try to push their point, because think about it, you have to go as outrageous as you want to nowadays to get any type of news coverage, correct? Back in the 60s, what Elvis shaking a woohoo, right? All of the news. What do you have to do now? When you have 19,000 cats doing push-ups on the internet, you have to be really, really assertive to get any notification or any notoriety, excuse me. Can they do it? Yeah, I guarantee you. But think about this though. Well, think about it. So you said that this rapping had used a lot of vulgar language in it, right?
Correct. Language
So
that if just a normal hip hop artist came off the street and was just rapping.
okay, okay. One thing is this. Okay, how many rappers don't rap that way?
There's a few.
Yeah. Well, what I'm saying to you is this: is the fact that yeah, they did their stunt, hooray! But what does that dude's name that we are talking about the other day? J. Cole. Is that the one? Love and hip hop. That right?
Right.
Okay. Give me an algorithm who's gonna rap like Jay Z or Biggie or Tupac. Right?
I'll be right back.
All right.
Yeah, so that was just one thing. It was just like it was. I didn't really pay much attention to it because I'm just like, when I'm on Twitter, which is where it was, I try and find news, not just today this celebrity went to the store and this is what they bought. Not just this person came out as this, or this person stopped dating this person because of the reason. Like,
right.
I'm like, okay, and then I move on. And when I saw that, I was just like, all right, that reminds me of ample situations before, but yeah, it was just something I wanted to talk about.
You hold on
So
real quick.
yes.
Oh, pause real fast.
All right. So next, since the football season is in now, what are you giving your Hawks for a record?
We're gonna get into the second round of the playoffs.
Okay. Leading up to the playoffs.
Was that?
So it was 18 games. We'll go either 12-6 or 13-5 um, for the title game.
We'll go 13-5.
Okay.
What about the Chiefs?
Yeah, Chiefs 12-6 or 13-5. Because we did I think last year we were 12 and actually let me check. Because I think last year we were 12-6. Let's see real quick. Yeah. Okay, so we were 12-5 last year,
Okay.
and then 7-10 for the Seahawks. Lord Jesus, I didn't know it was that bad.
What was that?
And 7-10 was the Seahawks record last year.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, I know they said it's a rebuilding year, but you know, we got to be hungry. We have to go out
So,
there and show what we can do.
who do you think is going to take the NFC? NFC.
Was that?
Who do you think is going to take NFC for like all together?
Well, I'm a Hawks fan. What do you think I'm gonna say?
Besides the Hawks, like three other teams.
Um,
I would go for South. For South, I'm gonna go Bucks. Mm,
I can see the Bucks,
South, I'm gonna go
but
Bucks. If not them, I want to go
I'm like, well,
because what's his name? Baker Mayfield. He's on the Panthers now.
was it?
Yeah, he just got traded to Panthers, so he's a star for Panthers.
Well, I can answer this question in a week.
Can you give me a prediction?
Well, you can never count the Packers out. Uh, Buccaneers. Well, like I said, who's their QB now?
All right, what do you think about the West? Because for North, I'm gonna take the Vikings for North, and then for West, I'm gonna take the Rams.
Uh, you know, okay. If not the Seahawks, then I'd have to go with the Rams as well.
Okay. For the East, I'm gonna go with the Eagles.
I would go with the Cowboys.
Okay. And then for AFC South, I'm gonna say the Jaguars are sleepers. I'm gonna take the Jaguars. I'm gonna say they're a sleeper team.
I would go with the Texans.
Okay. North, I'm gonna take them just because again I don't know how they came back. I'm gonna take the Bengals because I still don't know how they came out of nowhere.
I like the Ravens.
West, like I take the Chiefs, but if I had to be biased, I'd take the Chargers.
Um, as much as I want to say, I'd have to go to the Chargers as well because I'm not going to say the new team.
All
Can't
right.
have him beat me.
Hey, I'm saying it's either Russell or it's Pete.
Well, that's what we'll find out, correct?
Yep.
Well,
For
think about
the
this.
East, oh, good.
Was that?
That's a good.
Well, think about this. Brady left the Patriots, right?
Right.
Who won the Super Bowl next year?
So you were what? 20,
Okay.
20.
So when Brady left the Patriots,
That was 2019, right?
yeah,
Chiefs
and
won.
he went to Tampa Bay,
Yeah,
right?
Chiefs won the first year, and then he won the second year.
Okay. So was it all Belichick? Was it Brady?
Brady.
So here it is. Brady goes to a whole new team, and brings Gronk out of retirement, but he gets the job done. So now we'll see if it's, because right now, we're still in quarterback issues. It's like, okay, everybody says Geno, which, he's been there, but Geno is a protege or he's been mentored by Russ, right?
Right.
You have Drew Luck, who has been on a different scheme. But then they talk about trying to sign another quarterback. So there's a lot of stuff. So my thing is that's why I said if we'll make it to the playoffs, especially if we have the heart to get it done. Rebuild. If we can get deep into playoffs in the second, third year, I'll be happy.
Oh, Drew isn't starting.
What?
I didn't know Drew wasn't starting. I thought he was starting.
No.
Yeesh. That changes things.
Why does that change things?
Well, because he was, from my understanding, he was starting for the Broncos.
Yeah.
So the scene was Russ versus Drew, but Geno's going. That changes things. Now it's like it's not their consistently starting quarterback. Hmm.
It's gonna be a game.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Oh, I need you to look something up for me. Um, Look up bank closures in Canada. Or excuse me, more of runs on banks in Canada. That's better probably. Do you see what I'm saying?
They're
Okay, that's all I
still
want to know.
they're
What?
still on this.
What's that?
The truckers. Bro, this was months ago.
I know it was.
Oh my god. At this point, it's annoying. It's not even like it's annoying at this point.
Well, no. What I'm saying is this: is the fact that with us having a global economy, right? Whatever I always told you, I only keep X amount in the bank because if they have a run of the bank, you're jacked, right? So now you see it happening. That's not the only. There's a few countries that have basically told the banks to shut down because that they will. Because you know what happened in 29, correct? The Great Depression,
Yeah.
where everybody ran because back in those days, if you had a $10 note, you could get $10 of gold, $10 worth of gold, right?
Right.
Well, you ever run the bank? You have everybody. It's like this. Perfect example. We see it every year. Christmas time happens, right?
Right.
With all with all of the electronic stuff going on, what happens? The system crashes because too many people are trying to Amazon and trying to pay for stuff, and the system crashes. And
Right.
pay for something is people who have cash and money because everybody goes to the cash machine to pull out money, right? What happens when the bank says sorry? Uh, you have to deal with the FDIC. They told you they will insure you up to $250,000. We have no money. What happened at that point?
Yeah.
Just no thought.
No, I get you because I was we got 3 minutes left.
Okay.
Uh actually, okay. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and stop this one, and
Okay.
then I'm gonna let this save and then start one more because I got another on that topic. I got some more to talk about.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, that was one thing that I saw when I was watching this listen to this podcast. Basically, he was saying like he was talking about using credit cards and using cash, and he was saying you don't ever want to use your debit cards like ever. He's like you don't get any points, any cash back points for using them. There's no benefit besides maybe grabbing some money out for ATM, grabbing some money out for if you're going to a club or something like that. If you're going to pay for a car, but besides that, you're not really gaining anything by using your debit card. You're not getting
Okay.
any interest on it. You know, um, there's nothing beneficial with credit card, and there's no like security. So it's like if if your debit card gets stolen, you're responsible for up to $50 to $500 of whatever was stolen, and if you don't report it within a certain time, it's like with the credit card, it's safer because you have security and you can make sure everything's taken care of. And he was basically just breaking down like credit cards and even like saving like how much you're supposed to save per age and per time frame. So um, one of the things I've seen is like you were saying with that. Um, when I got approved for that Apple card,
Mm-hmm.
my score bumped back up, and then I used them, and then it's because the system's behind. It hasn't showed the paid off amount that I've already paid off.
Okay.
And so I was thinking, I'm like, it's just interesting that, you make the payments ahead of time, but then it takes like 30 to 45 days after you've already made that payment and already spent the money. So saying, oh, yeah, okay. So that was taken care of. And now that, you're not over your balance. It's just funny how that catches. Oh, yeah, make your payments on time. Make sure you're doing it. But if
What
you
did I tell you?
if you happen to use it within that time frame, you better hope it's not over that amount.
Well, if you're in that position, then you're using your credit card wrong. I'm just gonna be straight. When I tell you, I've been preaching, you keep your credit card at 1/3 of what you need. So if you're keeping it at 1/3, you're not gonna run into that problem, are you?
No,
Okay. But I hear a big but.
but I'm also in that high risk category. So I'm
High risk,
meaning I'm chipping down at the tall hill that younger me created. At the same time, investing as well.
what is your goal?
Financial freedom and not having to wait till 40 to retire and be able to retire at 30. And that's what the other thing he was talking about was he was like yeah, if you want to retire at 65, yeah, keep saving 10% of your income, but that's not gonna help you. He was like you can save 10, 15, 20, but if you're only putting away a certain amount of income for what 20 years, depending on how much you're saving per year, and times that by inflation, times that by how if it's going to be if it's just cash in the bank, if you're not putting anywhere, that's not going to do anything for you. But you get like I said, the 401k match, the high yield savings, the gold and silver, where you're gonna get a benefit from your money rather than your money just sitting there and you're like, okay, well I have it, but it's not doing anything. Because just because I have $100,000 doesn't mean in 20 years $100,000 is still gonna be $100,000. It could be less than that, depending on what the dollar's worth.
Well, then what does that mean that needs to happen?
That is what I'm waiting to hear.
Oh, no, it's okay. As Bob Proctor would say, there's only one problem in the world. He said that's ignorance. No one can foretell the future.
Right.
No one has a crystal ball. But you can look in the past and see what has occurred.
Right.
Okay. You think about something. Elon Musk. Let's go to Elon. Your boy Elon, right?
Right.
Is Elon rich?
No.
Why'd you say that?
I would say Elon is wealthy.
He's wealthy. Yes. Elon is wealthy.
Yes.
Yes. How much cash does Elon have?
Billions.
Oh, I said cash.
Oh, cash.
I didn't.
I'd probably say he probably keeps a powder hunter on him.
He might be what sort of asset? He might have asset. He has assets all over the place, correct?
Right.
But if you ask him for cash, what could he come up with?
Probably powder hunter. Just for gas. Oh.
Okay, it's like this. Well, no, because you know he got criticized for his 9-minute trip from what is it, San Jose to something else.
I can see it.
Yeah, he took a private plane trip that was a 9-minute flight that would have took him 40 on a train.
Does everybody got an opinion?
Yeah, well, doesn't everybody? What I'm saying to you is this. It's like this. No, it's just Elon's his intelligence is like this. You know how he buys this stuff?
How he buys his stuff?
How he acquires assets. You know how he acquires assets?
No.
So he will use Tesla stock as collateral for a loan.
Oh yeah, I saw he was using stock. So
he takes Tesla stock to secure a loan to get capital to put into SpaceX. No money comes from him. It's like all he has to do is pay the loan back, right?
Right.
So my thing to you is this. Hey, first thing, do you think like a poor person or do you think like a wealthy person?
I would say right now,
or are you in the process?
Right now, I am. I'll say the past 3 years, I've been thinking like a wealthy person.
That's good because you can't look at today. You have to think about this. You have to go back. Okay, remember, stuff doesn't happen overnight.
Right.
It's taking me a decade to get where I am right now.
Right.
Right. So I'll figure another 5 to 10 years to get for my vision to catch up, for my vision to present itself.
Right.
But when it comes when it comes to credit cards, here's what it is. It depends on what you're trying to do.
Well, that's the other thing that he was talking about was finding what credit cards that are going to benefit you, whether that's trying to get flying miles, whether that's trying to get hotel points, whether that's trying to get cash back, whether that's grocery shopping, finding what credit card is suiting you for usage.
Yes, but at the same time, what's your D to I ratio?
In general or personally?
Well, no.
Oh,
What I'm
I
saying
got
is
you. Yeah.
because the credit is cool. You could have a 900 credit score, but if your D to I ratio is jacked up and you're paying 90% of your money out, who's going to loan you anything?
Right.
And you have to look at where you are in life.
Right.
I told you when I rented my house, I spent no money for a year.
Right.
I worked on my credit score because he told me where I need to be to buy.
Right.
Once I bought the house, now I'm cool. I pay off debt. I mean, because he said, and so I had a good financial advisor saying, do this, do this, do this if you want to get here. If you want to buy the house in 18 months, this is what you got to do. I followed the lead and I bought it 6 months early. So when you have a direct and clear goal, then you make sure that you do everything that is helping you to make that goal. Oh, it's bedtime or night time.
Yeah, and that's the thing that I was looking at was just like in general, because after he said that, I said, okay, let me go ahead and max my 401k at work. Let me go ahead and up my Apple stock. But then he was also saying, if you're if you're if your what was it, your interest is above 6%, still take care of your payments, but don't neglect your investments as well. Because just because you're making payments on credit cards or trying to pay down debt, if that's all you're focused on, you're never gonna get to the point where you can put $5 or $10 away for investments because you're so worried about just trying to get your debt all the way down.
Okay, remember when I asked you if you're thinking like a rich person or a poor person?
All right.
Rich people don't think about debt. They think about money. They focus on cash flow. They focus on making money because what you focus on expands. If you feel about debt, you're always going to have it because that's what you're looking at. I don't look at debt anymore. I'm looking at growth. Does that make sense?
Right.
Do I manage it? I manage it because it's risk management. But at the same time, it's like this. Yeah, I'm always going to invest, and because okay, so worst case scenario, what? I have a house. Yeah, what happens? Uh, I default on my credit cards. Okay, my stuff goes in the toilet. Am I going to let that happen? No. Kid, I mean, right now, with the way the market's going, you know what I could do, but it would be I can't do it right now. So right now, if the interest rate was to drop, the housing interest rate was to drop below what I'm paying right now, I can do a cash out refi, pull out the money, and I'll pay every one of my debts off, and or get a HELOC, pay it off, and just pay it back. Right?
Right.
Can't do that right now because the interest rate that everybody's paying is more than I pay right now, so I cannot do that. Because you're 401k is stocks, right?
Right.
So that's stocks. You have cash or cash fiat currency, right?
Right.
This goes up and down. Bonds go up and down. Everything goes up and down. But the thing I do is that, yes, I have, well, that I have the real estate thing that I'm doing. But besides that, yeah, I own money, not currency. I own money, and I'm sitting on it, accumulating more every month. Money. So when things go bad, I'll be able to do some things. Because if you stop investing, and that's the thing about it, is that the poor mentality is that, oh, I can't afford to invest. Well, it's not. It's not investing. It's taking care of your family. Because the last thing you want to do is be stuck out in a situation where you don't have enough money to take care of your basic needs because you spent all your money here. And it's not about spending money. It's about how you think about the tool that we call money. Does that make sense?
Yep.
It's like this, First thing, what was it? Like this. You secure your pocket, right?
Right.
And what does that do for you?
Allowing me to most of it pay for gas, but
No, so but knowing that you have this in your pocket at all times, what does that do?
for me, it ensures that in general, it just ensures that when I'm at places I can't spend money. I know one, I have it, like I have $100 there, but two, it gives me the access that I don't have electronically.
Okay. For me, it empowers me because it's in my wallet and I don't spend it. It sits there. Why? When I need it, it's there. I can never be broke if I have my pocket, right?
Right.
So to sit back and make this, okay, this is my reserve. It's like, like people who, okay, when I get to a quarter tank of gas, I fill up. Why do you fill up? Because you don't want to be strapped without gas, right? Yes, I could have the credit cards of a yin yang, right?
Right.
But let me ask you a question. So say a bank goes out of business that holds one of your credit cards, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's good? What are they gonna do?
Make sure that I don't have all my credit cards at one bank.
What I'm saying is this. So say you have a well uh, Sound Credit Union credit card,
Right.
okay? And Sound Credit is starting to go out of business, right?
Right.
And you have a credit card that is limit of $5,000. You owe them $4,500. Now, if they're about to go out of business, what are they going to do?
I would take the credit.
They're gonna lock the car down, sit out notes. We need our money now, right?
Right.
So just being prepared. Sounds like you about to take a nap with the daughter.
Oh no, I'm good. I'm just trying to get her to sleep.
So no, it's just do your research and think smart. That's what it's all about. Is you read and research what you want to do, and then you make smart decisions. I mean, I've shown you a few things, but it's the point where okay, it's a start, but you know where to go to make sure that your family's taken care of.
Right. Yep. But yeah, that was one thing that I was like thinking about because I listened to that one and listened to some other ones, but I think like between now and I'd say even like the next 2 years, just with getting the new job and now finally getting caught up to where I'm like, okay, I'm not stressing or worried, but I feel comfortable where I am and knowing that I'm taking care of things and now I kind of got a schedule of like how things go. I'm like, okay, so I know this is how it's gonna work. So I'm gonna get paid on this day. These guys get taken care of. This guy has to get taken care of. I can put this here, put that there. So it's getting easier to manage.
Ooh, Sam, how about this? Let's go. Okay, so what is your 6 month growth plan?
Right now to um
Yeah, you don't have to tell me right now. Yeah, like 6 months away. Because right now, I gotta look at 9 months away. Because in 9 months, your cousins will be graduating high school, and I'll have an empty house. So I got to think of a growth plan. What am I? How am I going to? With them being gone, which means my bills are going to drop. Now I got more to invest.
right,
But and you're starting. But with the foundation, you'll be able to be boom. You know what I'm saying?
right,
Long as you listen to when you listen and analyze, that's the key. You can't just listen to everybody. You have to listen, do your research, analyze what's best for me. Because I asked one of my mentors, Cordy, I'm like, is this a good stock to have? And he was like, well, obviously you haven't done your research. And I'm like, why is that? Because you wouldn't have to ask me if you had. I was like, oh, that was the Mike Tyson to the right to the jaw. So now do more research. And that way I'm like, okay, this is good, or this is not good. Because some things you don't know, but life's is full of uncertainty, but at the same time, it's full of opportunity.
true,
Yeah, because right now your major focus right now is getting the house, correct?
right,
So that should be your focus. So you should be tailoring all of your endeavors into what number do I need? What numbers do I need to get this deal done? Does that make sense?
definitely.